I am headed toward Lance Creek Shelter. I spent the night in Hawk Mountain Shelter last night. It was a circus-like atmosphere. There's about 12 people in the shelter, and then at least another 20 people tenting and in hammocks on the outside. And they all went to Neels Gap shelter today. So I decided to push ahead, do a 14-mile day, I think, into Lance Creek. Hopefully there'll be fewer people there. But the bottom line is, everybody that's spending the night at Neels Gap shelter tonight is looking at 2 days of hiking in the rain to Neels Gap and hope for some shelter because to take a narrower zero. There are cabins there that they rent for cheap. They give a good discount to thru hikers. So that's hopefully where I'll spend the night tomorrow night and get some more food. I don't think they have laundry, but I'll be able to take a shower and that'll lift my spirits. I may even spend a zero there because tomorrow's supposed to rain all day. I'll be hiking in the rain, the cold rain, and then the following day it's going to rain too. So if I can hole up at Neels Gap, I might just do that. I'm not looking to win an award. Last night it was 31 degrees and the thermometer said it felt like about 22 to 24 degrees. My sleep system worked pretty good. Couldn't figure out the straps for the quilt. I'll figure that out tonight. It was really warm until about maybe 1:30 in the morning, and then it started getting a little cold in that bag. I think once I figure out how to use the straps to keep the open part of the quilt pointing down instead of going off to the side and letting cold air in, I'll be a lot better. Seemed like that down quilt trapped all the air near the top, and then the sides after 1:30 got a little cold. I mean, I don't expect a lot of below freezing days on the trail. The bottom line is, don't let that worry you. You know, you can do it. It's been a long walk today. I feel pretty good. My left knee is a little aggravated. Some beautiful scenery. You know, I try to take some pictures and video it a little bit, but really something you have to see in person. So I may try to video a little bit from inside my tent. I'm not sure. Probably not a lot tomorrow because I'll probably tuck this phone away in my pack because it's all waterproof. I don't know if I want it out, so yeah, that's it. I feel pretty good. Feel pretty energized now that I decided to go to Lance Creek, and I'm pretty close. I think I'm 2 miles away, so I can do that. All right, so either I'll see you briefly tonight, tomorrow, if it's not raining too bad, and definitely from Neels Gap. Blood Mountain Shelter, top of Blood Mountain. I'm standing in a cloud right now. And it's cold up here. So I'm gonna keep this brief. It's a long way up. There's a couple of false summits. Freezing cold, wind's probably blowing 20 knots. I don't know what the temperature is. So anyway, I'm gonna head down the mountain and try to grab a cabin at Neel Gap. Hey, quick side note. Top of Neels Gap, when you get here, It could be a little confusing because you could go this way. There's a path that goes down the mountain, and then you could go this way. There's another path down the mountain right there. But the right way to go is this way, and there'll be a blaze. Just walk across the big flat rock face and you'll finally find a blaze, and it's that way. Okay, just got out of Neels Gap, resupplying, finally hitting the trail. It's probably 10:30, but this part right here is the only spot on the entire Appalachian Trail that actually goes through a building. Right there's the blaze. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm just going to stop raining. It's just foggy. Super nice day actually. It's going to be around 50 today. And I'm not headed for a shelter. I'm just going to hike until I get tired when it gets near dark. Pitch my tent, build a fire, continue on. All right, I'll see you down the trail. I started out at 5 a.m. this morning. As usual, I almost made it to Low Gap shelter. I was one up about a mile and a half short of that. Out of Neels Gap, I found a stealth campsite, lit a campfire, ate a Spam and hot pepper jack cheese wrap, actually 2 of them. I actually threw the Spam on the fire, sort of burnt it and threw it in there. It's actually pretty good, reminding me of my childhood. So keep leapfrogging with this group of hikers that I started out. I met them at Hawk Mountain Shelter. Sort of 4 of them made a group so far. One girl, forgive me, I forgot her name. I feel really bad. Her mom gave me my first trail magic at Neels Gap. She had pizza, cookies, and drinks. She was so nice. Asked us questions while we were hiking. Nicest lady I've ever met, so shout out to you. You know who you are. Really appreciate that. So, and I keep leapfrogging this group of hikers. So I started out at 5 o'clock, dense fog. I had my headlamp on, going down a pretty steep mountain. I couldn't see 24 inches in front of me, about 2 feet in front of me. I just went super slow. Kept checking to see if I was on the trail, and I couldn't see anything. And then finally I came across Low Gap Shelter, and everybody there was just getting up. I could see headlamps and hard zippers, and so I passed them at about 6:15 this morning, still in the dark. There's a stream half mile past that. I stopped and drank a ton of water, filled up my water bottles, and so I'm ahead of those guys now. It's a game with me because those younger hikers fly by me, just fly, and I say, I'll catch you. So I always catch them. I always pass them, but probably in about an hour they'll be passing me. So, but that's cool. It's fun. Scenery's beautiful. Really foggy this morning, going up through these mountains. It's gotten a little bit easier, the ups and downs. Although they're steep, they're not the big boulders and giant step ups and step downs. Blood Mountain was just horrible. So anybody starting out, beware of the down. That's all I have to say. So it's supposed to be dropping temperatures today. I think it's going to drop to 38, and then it's supposed to be 24 tonight and snow. So we'll see what that's all about, but I'm not going to chicken out. I'm going to go through the snow. I think I'm going to experience a few days of snow in the Smokies, so I want to see what it's like before I get there. So, and I don't want to be fearful. So there you go. So anyway, Mom that gave us the trail magic at Neels Gap, when I see your daughter pass me again with her group, I'll make sure to stop her and make her say hi. See how many times I can do that before she gets sick of me or yells at me. Okay, see ya down the trail. You get really good at filtering water. And I've got it down pat now. This is my water source for this morning. I just took my knock bag, opened it up, held it against that little lip where you see like sort of white. Well, the water comes away from the rock face, and filtered it up. Drank as much water as I could. So it's just sort of cascading down the hill. Drank as much water as I could, and then filled up 1 liter water. And then there's other water sources up the hill. So that's that. Turning out to be a really nice day. The sun finally came out. Middle of the nowhere. This is what the trail looks like. Up on top of a mountain, it's snowing out. There's 4 other campers up here with me. Everybody's in their tents, in their sleeping bags. So far it's pretty warm, but it's going to get to be 24 degrees tonight. It's probably just 32 right now because it just started snowing and hailing. So we'll see if the sleeping bag's any good. And the sleeping pad so far feels okay. It's going to be hard getting up and getting out of here. I can't imagine. Start looking at the weather a little bit more and maybe not be in the situation again. It's all an adventure. This is what my campsite looks like this morning. It's about 26 degrees out. There's a couple other campers there, right there. The sun is just coming up, ready to start my day. So delirious. I'm gonna pass out here any minute. But I called a shuttle from the top of the mountain in the freezing cold last night at probably 6 o'clock. They didn't answer the phone. I wanted to get off the mountain. It was so cold. I needed a 0 in Hiawassee. So I texted this shuttle person, and they weren't able to pick me up, but she knew another shuttle guy, and so they came and picked me up. I didn't have to hike too far to get to a road crossing. So got shuttled into Hiawassee. I've done laundry. I haven't gotten a bite to eat yet, but I did buy a new water filter that I lost. I also lost my headlamp somewhere. That's what you get when you pack up too fast. But I needed to get it out of the cold. It was good practice. I will be going back out first thing tomorrow morning. It's going to be another cold day in the 30s somewhere, probably near 40, 38, 40. And then it's going to be another freezing cold night. But I know what to expect. I technically wasn't cold unless I had to get up and go pee or something like that and get out of the tent. That was a challenge. So I'm in Hiawassee. I got a new water filter, new headlamp. I got a resupply. I'm going to spend the night here. On a final note, the craziest thing is when I was coming back from the grocery store, Ingles, I'm at the Holiday Inn Express, and who's sitting in the lobby but her trail name is Curly and her boyfriend. And so, and that is, that's the lady that gave us pizza at Neels Gap. So I thought they had me by a long shot, but they didn't have me by as far as I thought they did. And so, yeah, she's sitting in the lobby eating chicken. So there you go, Mom. I will talk to you guys back on the trail. See you later. Hey, just a quick note. I just finally got to look at the comments on my videos. I'm sorry I haven't been able to answer any of your questions. To answer a couple questions, I'm using the iPhone 11 to film this with. It's doing a great job. It takes 4K video. I'm only uploading it 1080p because the short stays I do get around town, they download so slowly anyway that I found that out at Neels Gap that they just take too long to download any higher definition of that. But it's a great camera. I like the wide angle lens, which I've been trying to use the most of. It really gives a great view. Picture is clear, easy to use. There's no way I can download video. I mean, there's no way I can upload videos on the trail. I can't even make a phone call. There's even though I have Verizon, there's no phone reception anywhere. I used a little bit of the peppermint oil that I brought along with me, thanks to my sister-in-law, Mary. She hooked me up with that, but it was so cold the other night, I actually did eat something in my tent. I know you're not supposed to do that. But I was at a stealth camping site, so it's not like mice were known to hang out there like the shelters. But I did take a couple drops of peppermint oil and sort of just rubbed around the entrance of my tent. So hopefully that counteracted the little bit of food odor in my tent. I don't know. So, and then lastly, this hike is a great break from politics for me. I noticed I said make hiking great again, and somebody sure snuck it in there. And if you knew me, you'd know my politics, and I am no Trump supporter. So if you assumed I was, I'm not. So anyway, hopefully that'll be the last reference to that for the rest of the hike. I just won't say make hiking great again because I don't want any confusion how I feel about our great country. You are what makes America great. Never forget that. See you on the trail.